Most of us experience the close-knit existence of family life. A shared home, maintained by parents for their offspring, is a basic feature. Relationships between the members are cooperative, and that might apply to a wider network of kin living nearby. Most of us wouldn't question this.
Imagine you're an organism, you're a germ, and you infect another organism. And you have two ways of making it into the next generation.
It starts with the adult wasp stinging and injecting those eggs into a newly hatched caterpillar. When they're ready, they chew their way through the skin of the caterpillar, and they come out by the dozens.
One way you can make it into the next generation is along with the organism that you've infected. That's called vertical transmission.
The caterpillar survives, it wakes up, it crawls on top of that pile of cocoons, and it spins that additional layer of protective silk.
In other words, the reproductive interest of the organism you're infecting and your reproductive interests are aligned.
It is I who am honored, Lord Loxism. Thanks to you, I still have a throne.
Horizontal transmission is basically take the money and run. You don't care about whether the organism you have infected lives or dies because you can transmit yourself to another member of the same species that is not the offspring.
Edward Wilson regards the social insects as a pinnacle of social organization, and from them he believes we can uncover universal features of social life. Queen and workers are very closely related. This means that a proportion of each individual's genes are in each egg or larva. These workers then are not just selflessly looking after the queen and her offspring, but are actually ensuring the future of their own genes. The cohesion of a colony can be astonishing. 700,000 interlocking individuals, a living structure.
Think about nations as superorganisms, where they've got various organs of state and people are operating in specialized roles. And they grow. They have an organic life to them, and there's sort of an inside and an outside to it. Civilization is an evolutionary regime of group selection. If you have two people ganging up on a third person and they win, that's group selection. Civilization really is based on that.
Anyone here been in the army?
There is no escaping conflict. Conflict is part of nature. Force is part of nature.
Whatever comes out of these gates, we've got a better chance of survival if we work together. Do you understand?
Whether it's direct, overt violence or violence of the state against the individual, group selection is war. It's group against group. The wool has been pulled over our eyes about the nature of civilization. This is one of the things that makes it so that particularly Northern Europeans are vulnerable to invasion by group-oriented cultures, such as the Jews, but not just the Jews. There are very few cultures in the world that have placed this kind of emphasis, on the biological emphasis on the individual.
Will you remove your helmet and tell me your name?
We have an instinct about fairness and individuality, and elevating the individual as the vanguard of evolution that is not present in other cultures. And we have a difficult time even imagining other peoples being as group identified as they are, because it just doesn't come to us naturally. In fact, it comes to us almost as immorality.
What is classical liberalism? It's a set of ideas that places the freedom of the individual as its central feature.
The radical left type says they don't give a damn about you as an individual or about individuals at all.
All ideologies are either individualist or collectivist. These are mutually exclusive perspectives that have no overlap.
We have to understand that we are at war. Group selection is war. With the Jews, The way it works is you have a mercantile culture that tends to toady up to the central powers, the elites, the kings or whoever, and helps them centralize wealth and power. So it becomes hyper-centralized and becomes alienated from the people. With that much centralization of power and wealth comes the opportunity to be able to grab it and run. If you have a society in which the elites are becoming more and more alienated from the population because of the centralization of power and wealth, there's likely to be a revolt. And if there's enough perception about what's going on, and if Jews are involved in this, people are going to become, quote, anti-Semitic.
This is my tribe who control Wall Street. Why would I be upset?
These bullet ants are showing some worrying symptoms. Spores from a parasitic fungus called cordyceps have infiltrated their bodies and their minds. Its infected brain directs this ant upwards. Then, utterly disorientated, it grips a stem with its mandibles. Those afflicted that are discovered by the workers are quickly taken away and dumped far away from the colony. It seems extreme, but this is the reason why. Like something out of science fiction, the fruiting body of the cordyceps erupts from the ant's head. It can take 3 weeks to grow, and when finished, the deadly spores will burst from its tip. Then any ant in the vicinity will be in serious risk of death.